journalistic style reviews of Mr. Marcus Pearson.
Introducing you to the Mark Pearson YouTube channel.
Here's Mark Pearson on another amazing review.
You're watching the Mark Pearson YouTube channel, the greatest YouTube channel ever! It's the Go Home Raw for Money in the Bank. So of course WWE are going to do everything they can to put on a decent show, aren't they? Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to some more Raw Thoughts. As you saw, the Brit Rest intro was on, so we're going to have a Futureshock 68 review after my Raw Thoughts. But first, I'd like to clear up a little bit of business, if I may. Now, you may know, or you may not know, that this Saturday I am hosting my first ever wrestling show. I'm doing a charity wrestling show in Congleton, which is in Cheshire, over here in good old Blighty, which no one ever calls it, unless they're a tourist. Yeah, a lot of people listened to my interview that I did for BBC Radio Stoke recently about the show. A lot of people on Facebook and on Twitter and here on YouTube sent me messages, you know, saying good luck with the show. I just thought that there may be people out there who may want to help me out by donating to the charity. So I've got to be careful because I don't want to do any e-begging. This isn't e-begging as far as I know. I'm asking for a charitable donation. I have done some dick things in my time, have I not? I've done some dick things on this fucking website, but I'm not the type of person who would steal money that's intended for charity. So what I'm thinking is, if you want to make a donation, send me an inbox message here on YouTube. I'll give you all the details and you can send me some money. That would really be fucking awesome. I want to make as much money as possible for this charity. It's a charity that's dear to my heart and has helped out friends of mine in the past. So yeah, like I say, I don't want to e-beg, and if you don't want to donate, I completely understand. I'm not going to force you. How dare you not donate money to charity, evil bastard! No, I'm not that kind of guy, am I? I'm not. But like I say, if you would like to donate to the charity, like I say, inbox me, I'll let you know, and it'd be awesome if you did, because a couple of months ago, I was, you know, going through a few hard times, needed some cash money, and a lot of people on Facebook said, let us send you some money, and I wouldn't let them. To those people, if you want to send me some money to the charity, that would be great. If anyone does, you know, in advance, I'll, you know, give you massive props, probably on my, I'll give you shout outs if you want, if you donate, how's that sound, or I can do you video reviews that you particularly want, I don't know, something like that, you know, send us 20 quid and I'll do whatever you like, I suppose. I'll do a video on anything you like. Anyway, should we talk about Raw? Before I do, let's open a lovely can of cider. Because, my God, it's a nice day here. This is 12 cans for £5 in Tesco at the moment. Fantastic. So, Raw. Go home show, as I say, for Money in the Bank, which of course is on Sunday. And I'll be doing a predictions vid on either Friday or Saturday. So the show starts off with a Wyatt family promo before the opening credits. We start the show proper with Vicky Guerrero. She climbs the top of a ladder and talks about her career and how she's had to learn everything on her own. And King interrupts her to tell her that during the evaluations that the McMahons are doing later on, that the fans on the WWE app are going to get the chance to choose whether she keeps her job or not, you know, or they get to vote on whether she keeps her job or not, sorry. She makes Bryan versus Sheamus, Kane versus Christian, and Orton versus Punk for to show tonight, and yeah, they could be decent matches. In the first match, which was decent, it was Daniel Bryan defeating Sheamus in a good match with decent length, going just shy of 15 minutes. Great finish. I really did enjoy the finish because Sheamus had a Texas Cloverleaf locked in, which is one of my all-time favourite submission moves, and Daniel Bryan was then able to swing through and roll up Sheamus for the win. I like that. That was a clever little finish. We see a reporter looking for the Wyatt family house, which is nice. In the back, AJ Lee is worried about getting jumped by Caitlyn, and this surely is what I've been saying on my Raw reviews for 2 weeks now, where AJ has been riling up Caitlyn, and then the week before the pay-per-view, she's worried about getting jumped by Caitlyn, and it's like, so why do those things that are obviously going to piss her off? It's why I've been saying about this storyline, that it just doesn't make any sense at all. It just doesn't make any sense. Dolph isn't impressed with her, but then because she wasn't out with him, but then he makes out with her anyway. And then we get a build-up package for Mark Henry, which is nice. The Shield members, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, defeated Tons of Funk in a match that, in my opinion, was too long. It was 6 minutes too long. It's 6 minutes. It wasn't 6 minutes too long, but it was 6 minutes in length. And the whole time he sat there going, please just pin them. Get on with it, Shield guys. Please just pin them. Please just pin them. And then a spear got the win, and that was nice, I suppose. But yeah, boring stuff. John Henry comes out with Mark Cena for one sip. Hammered mate, and John Henry guy, you know, world's strongest man. John Cena and Mark Henry have an in-ring confrontation. The usual stuff from Cena, you know, about respect and selling out, and then, you know, Henry hits a world's strongest slam, which is nice. And again, it just makes me want to see Mark Henry win. And that's all I want going into Money in the Bank. I'll say this in my predictions vid. I just want Mark Henry to win the championship. And I never thought I'd hear myself saying that. Chris Jericho then defeated Curtis Axl because Axl's the Intercontinental Championship. He's the Intercontinental Champion. He's not a belt, he's a man. But yeah, because he's the IC Champion, he's going to lose on TV. That's just what happens, isn't it? Match was actually pretty good, but commentary was very, very weird because The Miz was out there doing guest commentary, yeah, and they were talking about Miz's match with Curtis Axl, which is at Money in the Bank. I understand that, but the other half of this match, of course, was Chris Jericho, who, unless I'm very much mistaken, is facing Ryback at Money in the Bank. They didn't mention this match at all, as far as I can tell, at all. Jericho got the win when Miz distracted Axl wide open for a code breaker. We get another RVD video. We've had a lot of them tonight. There's one pretty much at the end of every segment, but it's just meh rather than a lot of lies. In the back, the Road Scholars have a word with Antonio Cesaro and Jack Swagger, which leads to Fandango getting sparked out by Wade Barrett, which made me laugh because he comes in to start doing his Fandango and they're like, shut up. So he keeps trying to do it, and Wade Barrett just hits him with the bullhammer, just like, get down. And there's much rejoicing. And we are in the White House. The guy's told not to look around and goes in various rooms, and it's all very creepy and very surreal. And you're just like, wow, this. I don't know where they're going with this, but I can't help thinking that I like it. In a match happened, and what I mean by that is that Alberto Del Rio versus Sin Cara happened. There was no finish, as far as I can tell. Correct me if I'm wrong. It might say something different on WWE.com, but the match is progressing, and you know, Sin Cara still is fucking mood lighting, and then Dolph Ziggler comes out and starts doing his impression of Ricardo Rodriguez, which is all good. That's the distraction, and they brawl, but there's no finish to the match, so it's like, okay. But on the plus side, there was no botches from Sin Cara, so that's good, isn't it? Vicky's evaluation is just woefully poor television. I was really not impressed with this bit one bit. If nothing else, I don't know how you guys felt about this, but I, halfway through the segment, started feeling sorry for Vicky because Stephanie McMahon was such a bitch in this segment. It's like, I just don't get it. Basically, Vince thinks Vicky's entertaining. Triple H thinks she's entertaining but really bad at her job. So Stephanie McMahon has the deciding vote to whether she keeps her job or not, and they go to the app, and fans have been voting in record numbers. And nothing better to do my time than go, ooh, click on that. But yeah, and the fans vote 75 to 25 that she's failed at her job, so Stephanie McMahon fires Vicky. Vince McMahon isn't very happy about this, so he names new general manager of Raw, which is Brad Maddox. Brad Maddox looks absolutely stunned by this news, and we get another heel GM, and I just don't want general manager. I'm just bored of general managers. So then Kane defeated Christian, who was he had Michael McGillicuddy's fucking video, which was very, very amusing. I hope someone gets fired for that. Kane gets the win with the chokeslam. Then the Wyatt family vid plays, and the lights go out. When they come back on, the family are beating down Kane, and at the end of the beatdown, the fans start chanting Husky Harris, which is very amusing. I think that's, yeah, sometimes you get smart fans in the crowd, and when you've got a lot of smart fans in the crowd, but when they're just being smart for their own good, and it's not like the night after WrestleMania. This was just like, oh, shut up, sort of thing. You know, I suppose I shouldn't moan about that, but I am doing. In the back, Vicky leaves, right, but not before, in his only appearance on the show, Ryback, who's facing Jericho on pay-per-view, did I mention that, gives her a hug. And you're just like, oh, mate, just you're another one of those, just get out now while you fucking can, because what are they doing with you? The only mention that they had, their match, oh, this is the thing, we're going into Money in the Bank, yeah, and I don't care about so many of these matches, and why should I care about Jericho versus Ryback when they clearly don't? Oh, it's so stupid. AJ, all right, and for the second time of this evening, AJ and Alicia Fox versus Layla and Caitlyn happened. I mean, there was a match. There was a big pop on the outside when Caitlyn hit a spear on AJ, but there was no finish. Dolph Ziggler, Biggie Langston carries AJ out from the fucking ring, and you're just like, okay, so there's not a count out, there's just nothing. Just the music played, and you're just like, okay, don't care at all. And then in our main event, we got a main event, which was good. As CM Punk defeated Randy Orton. All right, main event. Nice little trade in finishes at the end, especially, and they go to sleep. But then Daniel Bryan comes sprinting to the ring, gets a ladder, takes out Randy Orton with it, stays at the top of the ladder with a briefcase. There's a bit of Money in the Bank briefcase hanging above the ring the whole night. Gets it, holds it up. Chance yes, and that's what ends the show. Which, of course, in Wrestling 101 will probably say that he's not going to win on Sunday, is he? Let me tell you something, Willis. This show sort of held my attention until the McMahons came out. I was sort of just watching it, going, yeah, okay, whatever. And then once the McMahon segment happened, I was just like, I want this show to finish now, so I can go and do anything else with my time. You know, that whole segment was just terrible. I mean, it was just awful. There was nothing particularly bad on this. I don't like 2 matches ending with no finishes. I mean, do a count-out finish, do a disqualification, do something, but just stopping the match just seems really, really stupid. Best match was the opening match, in my opinion. Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan was really, really good. I am going into Money in the Bank, honestly, yeah. I can't see Henry winning, which is something that I want to happen. I don't care about a single soul in the World Heavyweight Championship Money in the Bank match other than Antonio Cesaro. I mean, at a push, I'd be happy if Damien Sandow won, but I just can't see it. And then in the WWE All-Stars match, I'm just not fussed, because I don't care about Rob Van Dam in the slightest, and they're all former champions, so it's just one of those, kind of shows. I'll do a prediction vid for that later on in the week, and yeah, those were my Raw thoughts. I'd love to know what you thought of Raw down below. I know I may not reply to every comment, but I read every single one, believe it or not. Next, let's talk about some Futureshock. Futureshock 68 on Sunday night at the Stockport Masonic Guildhall, as it always is, and damn, it was hot in that room. It was scorching hot, and I've got to assume, because of the heat, there was a bit of moisture in the air because the ring ropes looked a bit slippy on the night. There was a couple of botches throughout the show that were like, the guy who did them wouldn't normally botch like that, and you looked like he slipped on the ropes, and it was one of those. It makes me wonder if that happens. I don't know if that actually happens. If it's that hot that the ring ropes become slippery. Excuse me. So in the opening contest, Axl Bailey defeating Sam Bailey and Ronaldo in an alright match. There's an interesting dynamic. God damn, 2 sips and I'm fucking hammered. Interesting dynamics. It's 2 babyfaces and 1 heel. Now, of course, Wrestling 101 decrees that it should be 2 heels and 1 babyface. That way, the one babyface takes on all comers and wins, and everyone goes home happy. I thought it'd be, I thought it could be like, I don't know. And I don't know about this, but what happened is nice and simple. Sam Bailey and Ronaldo worked together until Sam accidentally clotheslines Ronaldo and just goes, me, and gets on with the match. And a moment later, Ronaldo does exactly the same thing. Very, very entertaining stuff. DDL was Ronaldo's manager on the outside. He was very entertaining, especially when Ray apparently hurt his ankle, and Damien got some spray. I can't remember what it was called now, but it absolutely stunk. Probably a deep heat sort of spray, spraying it on the ankle of Ronaldo. That was very, very entertaining. Very, very funny stuff. Ray hit a sweet ace cutter out of the corner on Sam Bailey, but then Axl came in, launched Ronaldo out of the ring. 1, 2, 3 on Sam. Sam looked a bit concussed after it, but I mean, that could have been some great selling, as always, by Bailey. Next up, Justin Price comes out to do one of his concerts. He's got the models and Melanie Price with him, and they've got these really great t-shirts that a fan have made for them that says Tasseltastic on it, and it's like, oh, I love that stuff. That is absolutely superb. Justin, once again, doesn't get to do his whole concert, and he's interrupted, which I'm very disappointed about, because I do like the guy a lot. Sona Durson interrupts him, and it's, yeah, the standard promo, you know, I'm sick of this, you know, you're not even singing, yada yada yada, if you're so good you want a match. And it's like 9 times out of 10 I would expect Justin to back down, but this time I was like, yeah, if you want to better me, you want to better me. Match lasted about 2-3 minutes, was very basic stuff, but at the same time everything looked good, and Justin looked great, and he's got a really hard slap on him as well. But predictably the models interfered and hit Sona Durson with a ridiculous looking 3D, really nasty stuff. Excuse me a second, it's baking in here, and I've had the window shut because it keeps blowing my cupboard door. So if the cupboard door just comes across, that's why. Then, Xander Cooper, Don Meacham and Ryan Bowden defeating Josh Bowden, Sparks and Cy Vallet in a good match with some lovely, lovely storytelling. Xander tried to convince Sparks to join his little faction. Sparks, the way that Sparks thought about it for just a second was fantastic. And of course, in classic Futureshock booking here, is you got just enough of Josh Bowden versus Ryan Bowden to keep you interested in the feud and keep you excited about their eventual match. You know, I've said before, these two need to be kept apart for quite a few months before they actually have their eventual match, because that way you're going to go into it going, this is going to be fucking awesome, because these two are going to beat the living shit out of each other. Fantastic stuff. Speaking of Josh, he hit a really nice swanton bomb off the top rope to the outside and where everyone else was. That was really lovely. And Ryan and Xander hitting a double neck breaker on Josh, which of course is going to be significant down the line to get the win. It wasn't on Josh at all. I've just said that. I've just thought. I've written it down on Josh, and that's significant. But it wasn't. It was on bloody Sparks, wasn't it? And he was really disappointed that he was the one who took the loss. I'm an idiot. I really am. In a match that I was very, very much looking forward to, April Davids and Viper fought to a disqualification in a very hard-hitting match. April particularly was very good in this one, hitting an electric chair off the ropes, which was lovely. She hit a suplex, which dumped Viper on the top of her head, which was just lovely. And yeah, the really hard-hitting match, really enjoyable. I love the way how when someone says, you suck, Viper, the way that she said, the way that she glares at you with that contact lens she's got, shut up. It's fucking great. I love Viper. That's the third time I've seen her. Twice of those times she's been fighting against April, and they've got such good chemistry that I really enjoyed this match. But this match was shocking. This was shocking. Absolutely shocking. Xander Cooper comes out, starts talking to April Davis. You should come and join our little flock. You should come and join our little flock. When April says no, because Xander was on the outside. When April turns round, there's fucking merch girl Danielle, the girl who's done the raffle flight as long as I've been going to Futureshock, hits the most delicious spin kick to the face of April Davis. And my jaw wasn't just on the floor, it was probably over by the merchandise stand. And I didn't even see it coming. The thing is, I spotted at the end of the intermission, Danielle go and sit in the crowd. But she had her raffle tickets with her. So I thought she'd just been selling tickets and didn't have, she wanted to wait until the end of the match before she went back to the merch table. And it's just one of those, oh, you're a bad girl, Danielle. Bad girl. That was shocking, and I can't wait to see that girl in the ring. I really can't. Next up, Dave Rain issued an open challenge to anyone who has ever trained at the Futureshock training school, past, present, or I suppose future. Anyone who's training there now, they're the future, aren't they? When Nordic Warrior answered the challenge, I was a bit surprised. Nordic Warrior's been growing on me recently. His match has been really, really good. Really enjoyed them. He brought out a hammer, and we got some comedy as he was sort of just waving it around with one hand, put it down in the middle of the ring, and started, showboating for the crowd. And Dave Rain goes to pick up the hammer and can't lift it up, and it was just priceless because Nordic Warrior picks it up, hold it with one hand, and then he gives it to the referee. The referee does, you expect the referee to do it like that, and he just holds it still. He puts it down, Dave can't lift it up again. Absolutely priceless stuff. The thing about this match that was really surprising is the storytelling and psychology in it, because Dave Rain worked the left knee of Nordic Warrior pretty much the whole match. Nordic Warrior sold it beautifully, taking a little hop when he was, when he was walking, trying to shake it off. And of course, I'm talking to my crew saying like, this is an interesting one, because Dave's finishing move is the deviate, which of course is a modified pedigree. And so if he's working the leg, what's going to happen here? Maybe Dave's going to debut a new finisher, which I've been saying for ages. I'd love to see Dave have a submission finisher to go with the deviate. So I'm thinking maybe you might get something like that. But the storytelling was just priceless, because Dave goes for the deviate, and Nordic Warrior basically tries to back body drop him out of it, but as he's lifting him up, his left knee gives out. Left wide open for the deviate, 1, 2, 3. Oh man, love matches like that. I absolutely love it. Love it. I'm so chuffed with that match. And then in the main event, Joe Vega and Zach Diamond Gibson defeating Cyanide and T-Bone in a really good match. Before the match, they announced that at the next Underground show, check this out guys, Cyanide versus Doug Williams for the Futureshock Championship. That's if Cyanide comes away from my show, which of course has got the Futureshock Championship on it, as Cyanide defends against Josh Broden. So it could be Doug Williams versus Josh Broden, and that would just be fantastic, wouldn't it? So yeah, that's all good. And also I've got a little bit of a shout out to PJ Brooks on Twitter, who has offered me 2 free tickets to the Underground show. Thank you very much, dude. That's very much appreciated. Anyway, Faces worked the left arm of T-Bone in this match. T-Bone was amazing in this match. I need to say this. I criticised Bone for about a year after I first saw him, because he didn't really do it. Well, not a year, about 6 months, I'd say. For the first 6 months of 2012, every time anyone brought up T-Bone, I was like, no, not interested. I know it's been simply because he was babyface, and I just didn't like the character as a babyface. Now that I've seen him work heel and work heel a lot, I really am starting to think he's one of the most underappreciated guys in this country. He is so very good, and it's not just the fact that he's got the look and he's got the tattoos. and he's got the body for it. The little touches that he puts in, that probably only like 2 or 3 people even in the building spot. Like, for example, the faces work the arm the whole time, like I say. At one point, T-Bone gets into the ring, and as he gets in, you know, makes a point of selling the arm. As he gets in, the arm is hanging down loose. And you're just like, damn, that is a world-class athlete right there. This was a fantastic, hard-hitting match. All 4 men looked amazing. Joe Vega, think about it, I think this is his 4th Futureshock match. It may have been his 3rd. And he looked like a veteran out there. He didn't look like he was flustered. He looked like he just meant to be there. Especially at the end, right? Because Zach Gibson does a suicide dive onto Cyanide. They go through, yeah, he goes through the ropes. They go crashing backwards into the entrance set, which in one of those scary moments starts to slowly fall down. And you start there thinking to yourself, oh God, because you could proper conflicting in your mind. On one hand, yeah, you sat there going, that was the best thing I've ever seen. That was fantastic. That's the best suicide dive I've ever seen. The fact they brought around the entrance stage was just brilliant. But the other side of you goes, man, I hope there's no one underneath that. And when you see that the sound guy is holding it up with his hand, you're like, oh God, that, you know, it's quite sobering. Because you're like, holy shit, that was oh God. So it's that sort of reaction. Because you're like, someone could have been killed then, realistically. If one of those beams had come down on the fucking head, game over, isn't it? But the point is, that was amazing, and a lot of people are probably talking about that. What I was looking at was Joe Vega in the ring, because the fans started shouting, holy shit, holy shit. And Vega, and I think about it, as a rookie, he could have just gone, what do I do? That wasn't meant to happen. What the fuck do I do now? But he turned the holy shit chant into a DDT chant. Tries to hit the DDT on T-Bone. That was really good. And then the way he got the win, yeah, he just rolled up T-Bone, got the win out of it. And you just sat there, I was more interested in what was happening in the ring than what was happening there. Because I was like, that was really professional. That was really, really, really well done. I really liked that. So once again, despite the heat, I was absolutely buzzing coming out of the Guildhall. I probably turned quite a few shades of white afterwards because I was thinking about my charity show and talking to various people about it. But, you know, I came out of the show thinking that was absolutely stunning. That was a really, really, really good show. I had a great time. Futureshock are back at the Guildhall on August the 25th, which of course is my birthday weekend, yay. And for the 2nd year in a row, I get a Futureshock show on my birthday weekend. That's absolutely amazing. And they're at Presswich in for Futureshock Underground on the 3rd of August. Like I say, Cyanide defends the championship if he retains against Josh. Nothing set in stone. Against Doug Williams. Doug Williams, man, a guy I've been waiting to see for a very long time. Looking forward to that one a great deal. Anyway, I've rambled for far too long. I will be back in a couple of days. I might get my Vengeance 2002 review up, but if I don't, I'm gonna do you some predictions for Money in the Bank. I've been Mark P. Thank you very much for watching. Take it easy. I'll see you all soon. Take it easy, guys.